Glaswegian pop duo HYYTS have just released a brand new single called SOS, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined now by Adam and Sam. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi,
Hiya,
man.
man. Good, man. Good.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. Thank you very much for asking. When we start off, it's a great track. We'll get it out there
Oh,
straight away. But what's it been like making music in a pandemic? I mean, what's that like?
really weird. Yeah, like, I mean, the thing about this song is we actually wrote this song before the pandemic. So the thing is, especially with pop music, it's quite a weird thing because we do like a lot of sessions. So you're writing like 4 or 5 songs a week, and only like a tenth of that of them ever get used. But the ones that do get used, they go through like a life. So it takes like ages for them to get finished and mixed and mastered and all these things. There's different kind of production tweaks and stuff goes on. So I've actually had this song for a lot longer than like I think we wrote it maybe a month or two before the pandemic started. But
Oh wow, yeah.
yeah, but so we've been kind of going through the process of finishing it since then. But you know, it has been really strange. And with this song, it's a strange one. Like it's kind of taken on this new meaning ever since because we wrote it about
Mm.
like the stigma attached to male mental health and reaching out and like you know like quite serious things. And then obviously since the pandemic, that's become such more of a prevalent like you know tangible thing that people need to talk about a lot more. So it's kind of like taking on this new importance and suddenly become really relevant, which is not what we necessarily intended. Like that's not what we wanted, but it's good that we had that kind of significance, you know.
But no, I mean, you're definitely right, and you are right. The mental health has always been this big issue, but it's almost even more pertinent now. And we've just gone through
Exactly.
November, and I can see you're sporting an absolutely lovely moustache, things like that. I mean, do you think people are talking about it more, and is that why you want to get these kind of tracks out?
Yeah. I think people are talking about it more. I think there's been a massive press from or all the younger generations through social media, through just everything. I feel like there's like a massive buzz of activism, whether it be for well any positive activism there is. Like I feel like there's been a much bigger push as of recent, and I think mental health, the stigma is just kind of evaporating quite quickly. I think for that, it
Mm.
feels like that anyway. It's hard to say when you're kind of trapped up locked up in a room with no one to really speak to, but it
Yeah.
feels like I mean, most stigmas are just like nonsensical anyway to anyone who has a brain in their head. But this, like, to be embarrassed or to be closed off about your mental health, it's making less and less sense for people, which is just great. Like it needs to be spoken about more, and it is being spoken about more. So, and it's also, as you say, it's been highlighted in this pandemic. I think that's one positive thing that's come out of it, is it's gotten to such a dire position. That's not the good thing I'm talking about. It's gotten to
Mm.
such a dire state that people just have to talk about it out of necessity, or else it's going to be, like destruction. So, yeah, man, I definitely believe it's getting talked about more.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. Do you think it's a British thing? Like we have that
Yeah,
stiff upper lip attitude?
a lot like largely, yeah. That's like that's definitely a part of it. Is the big British thing. It's definitely a male thing too. Like, and obviously that's the kind of like the thing we already talked about being a male thing. But like, there's definitely like a fear of seeming like effeminate, and so there's like this really strange like, and another like great thing like Sam was talking about the stigma is like the kind of the boundaries between genders and sexualities and all those things. Like young people are really starting to like explore that and like talk about
Mm.
that and really like kind of work out those things maybe don't exist in the same way, or the context that they once held don't really have the same importance in like modern society. So that kind of all like leads into it too, which is really interesting. So like men are kind of questioning what it means to be a man, and there's all these kind of like more old fashioned kind of like traditions or like stigmas attached to like masculinity, talking about things. And it definitely has to do with British too. Like you said, the stiff upper lip is such a common thing, and I think like people, the whole "oh, I'm fine" like default saying that I'm fine to things, and like it is quite. I mean, that's like originally why we wrote the song is because we felt really blessed to like have each other, because like we've always found each other to be that person that we could talk to, and
Mm.
unfortunately not everyone has that, and you know, so we were like, we wanted to almost like, if we could create a song that's like that little cuddle to someone,
Yeah.
saying like
Yeah.
reach out, talk to people, you know.
Yeah, quite often you hear songs and you think, because when you're experiencing something quite low, or you're some mental thing, you often feel that there's no way anyone else in the whole world could feel the same way as I do right now. This is completely my own thing. And then you'll hear a song that perfectly sums up the way you're feeling, and your whole world's opened up. You realize that you're not alone and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So we kind of wanted to hit on that, and Yeah, man.
No, I mean,
I think our
go ahead.
songs the world about.
No, sorry, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. The way we're talking, it's like, and by the way, it's the greatest song ever written.
Well, it is a great song, but you are right. I mean, music is such a great vehicle for people to sort of share their feelings and maybe, like you say, realize that there are people out there that have experienced the same things as them. You mentioned about it being like a cuddle, and we should talk about the video is fantastic. And it ends with a very sweet little moment, that little cuddle. And I just thought it was such a lovely, because obviously the song, I love it, and I think our listeners will as well. But it does touch on that feeling of like needing to reach out to someone, but the visual of you two, like two men having a cuddle and it being okay and shedding a little tear, I just thought it was lovely. I mean, was that something that you guys wanted to get across in the video?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we were really lucky to we kind of had that, like the same way it works with the videos is we always have like a kind of rough idea of things that we want to like get across, and then we're lucky enough to work with amazing people, and Pip and Lib were the two directors that worked with us on this one, and they really they came up with the whole idea, and we were like, this is amazing, this really sums it up so perfectly. And we were slightly nervous about the acting aspect of it, and like Sam was not nervous about the dancing because he said he's a terrible dancer. He calls himself Peter Crouch, but I think he's an amazing dancer.
The dancing is the best part of the whole video.
I was like, you just have to have confidence, man. Your dancing's great. So I think like that aspect of things, we were like, right, this is like another level of, because we've done a little bit of the music video, and it's always quite strange when there's like loads of people all standing and they're all there and you're like on the camera. It's quite a strange experience, but this was the first time that it's like, oh, you need to like cry on demand and stuff, and we're like, oh, I don't know if we can do that, but it was actually it was quite easy, like, and all the crew were treating it very like seriously, as they should have done, like, you know, you can take your moment to get ready to cry, and me and Sam were literally just trying to make our eyes dry. We're like, there's no acting here, we're literally just drying out our eyes so that they leak.
The whole team were like, we really want to give you a hug right now. Like, you must have gone through so much during that performance. We're like, honestly, my eyes are just really dry. They are. So
just rubbing onions on your cheeks.
That's exactly what it was.
But yeah, something that we've always kind of like played with in our videos is contrast, and we've always had a bit of like a director's influence on the videos and kind of taking it to other people to make our ideas massive. But on this one, Pep and Lib just absolutely nailed it. They got the contrast thing, and they conveyed perfectly what we were just talking about when it comes to like older generations in Britain kind of being a bit closed off, and the way we kind of got across the whole mental health thing, and you know, like the structures around talking about mental health in Britain was putting ourselves, two young guys who are completely willing to cry in an old man's working pub, where, you know, stereotypically speaking, you probably wouldn't be able to get away with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool. I think even just the image of two young guys crying and then like holding each other. I mean, you just said this yourself. I think that's quite a powerful image to get across, and we're just like, so I don't know. I think if you have the privilege to like be able to tell a message, get a message across like that, like it's a privilege to be able to do that. So we're really like happy with that.
Yeah, no. Anyone that hasn't seen the video, it's like, well, like you say, it's like a old, like a flat roof pub type of vibe, and it's a karaoke night, and then it ends. You know, you're singing this song, and you grow into it as the song grows, and then you ends with this lovely little image of you having a little cuddle and shedding a tear and just being okay with having emotions. I thought it was lovely, and like you say, it fits the song so perfectly.
Thanks, man.
Like I've already said, I think it's a great track. If people do want to watch the video, find out more about you, listen to the track, I mean, we'll definitely be playing it, but where can they find out more about you guys?
All sorts, man, all over the internet as usual. We are the social media. Sam's been really getting into TikTok, so we're trying to become trying to create our own dance trends, but I think we're just a little bit too old and lame for that, but we're trying our hardest. No, we're on Instagram, Spotify. We've got a bunch of really cool songs coming. We've got some remixes coming this week, and then next year we've got an EP coming out in the first half of the year, and a bunch of singles from that kind of leading up to it. So we've got loads and loads of music coming, but yeah, we're all over the internet.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of Sam's dancing on TikTok, to be honest. I'm really excited for that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time, guys, and good luck with the remix and everything. I'll be keeping a close eye on what you're doing going forward, so thank you.
Amazing, man.
Thank you so much, Ben, mate. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. No, seriously, amazing, and really do absolutely love the track, so looking forward to it, and I'll make sure it gets lots of plays on my show at least.
Yes, man, that's good news. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Have a good one now, guys.
You
You
too,
too,
man,
man.
mate. See ya.
Cheers,
See you later.
cheers.